Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're talking a little bit about Christmas, some of the vocabulary and some of the American traditions that go along with this holiday season. I should probably be wearing a Santa Claus hat, but I didn't have one, so maybe I'll Photoshop one. Everybody knows that Christmas Day is the 25th day of December. Now, we have something called an Advent calendar, and that Advent calendar is a special calendar that's made to count down the days until Christmas. And it can be in any form. Sometimes people make them out of a Christmas tree, or they'll make it out of a church, or just a picture, a Christmas picture, or something like that. And it has these little doors. Sometimes it's made out of fabric, sometimes out of regular card material, and you open the little doors and it counts, you open one little door every day until Christmas. Sometimes inside the Advent calendar there will be a little object or a little phrase or something like that. And recently some chocolate companies have created Advent calendars that have chocolates inside, which I love. But anyway, an Advent calendar is just a fun way to count down the days until Christmas. In the United States, Christmas is in winter time. In the southern hemisphere, down here in Brazil where I am now, it's summer. The seasons are reversed. But in the United States, since it's winter time, you'll often hear people refer to a white Christmas. And a white Christmas means that it's snowing. Or you might hear somebody say, "I hope we have a white Christmas." I used to live in a little town called Bend, Oregon. And it was kind of in the middle of the mountains, and that used to be really fun because it would always snow. Now, it doesn't always snow everywhere in the United States, but in wintertime, there's a lot more snow than here. There's even a really famous song, I think the name is White Christmas, and it talks about, he says, "I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know."
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know.
So a white Christmas is something that kind of people like, and it's reminiscent, and it kind of sets the tone for the season a little bit. One really cool American Christmas tradition is to go out to a Christmas tree farm. Yes, that's a farm of Christmas trees, where they grow Christmas trees specifically for the holiday season. And the family will go out and they'll choose their Christmas tree. There are a couple different kinds of popular Christmas trees, like a Douglas fir and some others. You'll choose your tree and you'll cut the tree, wrap it, and take it home, because lots of families like to have a real tree to decorate at Christmas time. There's also a little plant called a mistletoe, and traditionally you hang it over the doorway, and then when lovers cross underneath it, they're supposed to kiss. There's a song that says it cuts from the perspective of a child, and the words say, "I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus underneath the mistletoe last night." So it's like the kids saw the mom kissing Santa Claus. Of course, Santa Claus was dad dressed up. So it's kind of a funny song.
I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus.
Traditionally, American families will leave a glass of milk and a plate full of cookies near the Christmas tree for Santa Claus. And as legend has it, Santa Claus comes down the chimney and leaves the presents and drinks the milk and eats the cookies before he leaves. Another holiday tradition is Christmas caroling.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la.
And a Christmas carol is basically a traditional Christmas song. And carolers, as they're called, would get together and they would go around the neighborhood or the city or whatever, and they would sing these traditional holiday songs. Today, it's not as popular as it used to be, but people still do it. And there are tons of Christmas carols. Some of them are religious and some of them aren't. Jingle Bells is another really famous Christmas carol, and you'll hear kids that change the words around, and a popular one is Jingle Bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg. Anyway, so they mess with the words and stuff, but it's all in good fun.
Guys, here we go. 2, 3, 4. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. That's awful. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
There are lots of other great Christmas carols as well. Most of them are religious. They're based on the Judeo-Christian belief of Jesus coming and being born to the Virgin Mary, and you'll see nativity scenes. A nativity scene is basically some little statues or something like that that represent Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus in a manger. And basically the manger was a trough that animals would eat out of, and they used it as a crib for baby Jesus. And the three kings who came to see Jesus when he was born. So that's a nativity scene, and it's common to see that around Christmas time. The Christmas carols often talk about either the joy of Jesus being born or something related to Jesus' birth, which is, as we say in the United States, the reason for the season. So that's a little rhyme that you'll hear a lot in the United States. The reason for the season. The reason for the season is Jesus being born. So some popular Christmas carols are Away in a Manger, right? Away in a manger, no crib for a bed.
Away in a manger, no crib for his bed.
You also might hear a song called The First Noel. The first Noel. You know what? I'm not going to try to sing all these Christmas carols for you. I am not a very good singer. But so the first Noel, Away in a Manger, The First Noel, Hark the Herald Angels Sing, Deck the Halls with boughs of, anyway.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la.
Lots of them. Joy to the World, right? Or Oh Come All Ye Faithful. Tons of Christmas carols. There really are a lot. Silent Night is another very popular one. Or We Wish You a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. All right, I promised I wouldn't sing.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Okay, anyway, so Christmas caroling and Christmas carols are a huge part of the holiday season. And of course, there's the traditional Christmas morning opening presents thing. One thing I've noticed is that here in Brazil, it's common to open the presents on Christmas Eve. So the evening of the 24th, people will open their presents. And they'll also have midnight mass. Well, in the United States, that meal at midnight isn't as common, if at all, honestly. And we also don't open the presents the night before Christmas. They're opened on Christmas morning. So the kids will get up and they'll be all excited to go and find out what they got for Christmas. Now, that has changed a little bit in recent years. Some parents will allow their kids to open one present the night before Christmas and then the rest on Christmas morning. But I think traditionally, I can say that most of the time, kids open the presents in the morning. So that's a little bit about the tradition of Christmas in the United States. I'm not going to get into all of the crazy vocabulary that goes along with it, like a bough, right? Deck the halls with boughs of holly. So boughs are just branches, or Yuletide, sing the ancient Yuletide carol. And that just means Christmas time carol. So there are lots of vocabulary words that we can learn from these Christmas carols. So if you check out the Christmas carols, study some of the vocabulary, and you'll get not only a glimpse into traditional American Christmas songs, but also you'll learn some pretty cool vocabulary. So that's it. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell notification icon, and as always, let's practice, and Merry Christmas. Christmas is on the 25th day of the... And there are tons of other super famous, super far...